Hey there, everybody, it's RCK, and I'm glad to have you here again for our next episode in our Omni game we currently have going on. Today we're going to be going over episode 37, no, turn 37 and turn 38, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and look here what we have. So we have a message from Abysseus. Let's see what they have to say. Battle against man hasn't gone well. Air and Earth Elemental and Mass killed last army, so now reeling. Definitely not going to win, and it seems like I just made a big mistake attacking man before I was really ready. Diplo-wise, so far, in the clear, hopefully none of my neighbors notice my weakness and take advantage of it. If I remember clearly in the last episode, I did when we did see that battle, when we did see Abizia lose against man, I think that was one of the things I said. I said, I really don't think he has anything else. We looked around, he has a handful of raiding parties, very little at the cap, and other than that, that was everything. So, very interesting to see where he goes from here. So let's go ahead and look and see the kind of battles that we currently have going on. Of course, we have Ermor fighting End here. It looks like very interesting. This is going to be a very interesting battle we have going on here. So let's go ahead and start clicking through. We have the forces of man fighting some independents. We have Arcocephali raiding Satis, Abysia raiding man, Abysia raiding man. It looks like Arcocephali has taken a throne in the Velvet Ocean here. I'm just assuming it's a throne to see these four initiates here, Shaman and Warshambler. Woo, excuse me. So we see that Ermor attacked in and won, while taking casualties though, because this is a underwater battle. A man attacked Abysia and lost. That is unfortunate for him. Lost 8 wardens. Those don't come cheap, and you don't have many of them left. A Satis attacking Arcocephali and winning without taking any losses. Very expensive. Well, I wouldn't say expensive. I mean, this is against 1 PD, and this 1 PD, which I think he's a holy 2, he is, was able to kill a lot of Principes, so kind of not a very good raid there on Ermor. I mean, yes, it is free spawn chaff, but you really don't get a lot of these guys. I mean, Principes don't come too often. I mean, Long Dead do. Principes are definitely some of your better free spawn. Um, and yeah, just to have that kind of losses against 1 gold, that's kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And we're just going to see a lot of Ashes to Ashes spells going on here, banishment style spells. But from what I've noticed, N does do really, really well against undead units, so Ermor does have to be careful about that. And that's all for that battle. Take a sip of water there, I had sitting behind me. We have Ermor attacking in another province here. And see, the 1 PD, the Bishop General, was still able to kill 5 Velites, a Legionnaire, and 2 Horsemen. A raid here was failed by Arcocephali. Oh, and that's a big battle. So let's watch this. This looks like the cap battle for Scalaria down here. Let's go ahead and jump in and we'll see what happens here. So don't quite know how I feel because, I mean, Scalaria has been sieged for a few turns now and they have not broke siege. So I don't know if you want these guys going in first. He could possibly want the elite warriors to go in first, and that's why they're kind of more in a clump here in the front. But still, I just don't like these guys in a line formation having to fight through this gate here because, of course, you know, they're going to have a decent amount of chaff. You're going to see all their mages here, so they're going to be spamming out Horde Skeletons and whatnot. If they have it. Not sure if they have it. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holy threes, I feel like Satis is not going to have to worry. I mean, I do see all these Marsh Masters here, and I assume that they're going to be casting Horde Skeletons as well. If you see a few white mages here from past ones. There's also a few Holy 2 sprinkled in. So I think this is going to be a rather difficult battle here for Scalaria to get out of. A couple of swarms being cast. Ravenous Swarm, of course. Undead target gets 7 holy damage each combat round. If the target dies, a new undead target is randomly chosen. So it's just going to go from unit to unit to unit, and it's just going to keep taking like a long dead out basically every turn because they have less than 7. A few swarms. I expected more. See them casting Raised Dead, so I would assume they had. That could be Scalaria casting Raised Dead as well. No, I think it's definitely these. No, they're casting Animate Dead and Raised Dead. I figure they could have possibly had Horde of Skeletons by now. These guys casting like Nether Bolts and stuff. Are they in communions? Yeah. No, they're not communioned up. I probably Growing Fury as well. So you won't see Satis running in anytime soon. I might have still used 2 of these guys just communion up to make these guys cast a little bit better. Take a little less fatigue. I don't know. So you do have a communion master back here. And one here. But where are your slaves at? Because I didn't see any of these guys as slaves. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know about that. Because I don't see... There's one there. Okay, so we have 1 slave there. 1 master and 1 slave. So I see 3 masters and 3 slaves so far. That's another master. I don't know. Interesting. A lot of Nether bolts being cast though. I mean, it's dealing damage, but it's not able to outright kill the Sobex. I mean, he just dodged all 3. I mean, the undead chaff that is being created by Satis at the moment really isn't too big a deal because Scalaria has so many holy ones. But I mean, that's not Satis's fighting force. That's not what he planned to fight with anyway. Now this is unfortunate for him. You don't want this kind of holding you up for a long, long time. But I did expect these holy 3s to be doing a little bit more, but they could have possibly been berserk. I see 2 of them going berserk there. That one's not berserk. So it makes you wonder, it does look like some sleeps are being cast. Is it Wind of Memory? I don't know. We're seeing a lot of sleepy units here. A whole lot. My goodness. I don't like these holy 3s being berserk. I mean, yeah, we don't have to worry about routing, but at the same time, those holy 3s could be doing more work than that. I think they could have already cleared this out. So Lictor's holding the line there. It's kind of an epic last stand here. Oh, there he goes. Kind of hard to get a good point of view here on this battle going on. Okay, so that cleared out a lot. And we are starting to see some of the units here from Scalaria start to rout. We see a lot of holy one or nature ones here. A lot of horticulturalists. Very interesting. Ooh, we're seeing some of the cultists starting to rout. That is getting dangerous. We see some of the mages routing, and as these commanders are leaving, there's nothing going to be able to fight the front. They're not going to be able to make more. Long dead. A lot of them are fatigued out as well, the ones that aren't running. You're not, but one of you are. Almost. You were at one point. You're fatigued out. You're fatigued out. Ooh, this is not looking good here. When you have cultists holding the line. No, these are thaumaturgs. Yeah. These are thaumaturgs holding the line. Keep it up, guys. You got your luck, got your body ethereal. It'll last longer than I thought. But these guys won't last long. There goes the hero right there, the Satis Scalarian hero. What an unfortunate end for him to be brought down by his own fellow nation here. But yeah, very interesting battle. And of course, Satis has taken the day. He has taken the capital of Scalaria. So that's the end of Scalaria. From what I assume, that was really heavy losses there. Like 39 cultists, 18 thaumaturgs. That's painful. His grand thaumaturgs. That is, I mean, the undead chaff is really not important, but yeah, it's definitely these mages here that he lost, which is very painful to him. Now let's go ahead and look at these last two battles here in attacking Ashdod, of course taking the province. And then we have Demon Knights and a Succubus attacking Abysia. How unfortunate for him. Demon Knights are rather powerful. They do have 22 protections. That is strong. They're pretty good. Their skills are pretty good. So here we did talk previously about, if I remember correctly, both of N's forces were split in half. He moved one force here, and then he, of course, put them together here in 102. More than likely moving to push back Ermor at this point. Ermor's only being about 160 strong. Yes, he does have a lot of troops back here, but I mean he's gonna. Well, actually, these guys can't swim, so they're gonna have to go here and then go here. So that kind of puts him off of another turn of having this army together. Um, while that is going on, Ian is able to push up, take Ashdod, and probably take the surrounding area here as well, without any real resistance from Ermor. So yeah, that is very unfortunate for Ermor, but I'm sure they're going to be fighting over this for a while, unless they can find some sort of peace. It looks like Arcos Folly is still staying at 28. Of course, he did take this throne here, the throne of bureaucracy. Spreads Dominion 5. Dominion gets order +1 and 100 minus 100 gold per turn, and Dominion conflict bonus +1. Now that minus 100 gold only counts for this province. It does not count for the total amount that he makes every turn. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. But yeah, I guess he decided to take the throne instead of continuing forward with the Satis fight. And honestly, I feel that if he pushed forward and went for Satis's cap, he would have taken it. I almost feel like there's no doubt that he couldn't have taken that with the army that he had and his god. Even though the Sobeks have been tough at that time, Satis was much worse off than they currently are now. They've had a few turns to be able to recruit things. Their army was kind of stuck over here, sieging Scalaria's cap, and they decided not to move from it. So that was interesting. But now they have it, so that is cool too. 3 Death Gems per turn, and an Astral Pearl. So 4 Death Gems and the Astral Pearl. That's definitely going to help them out because those are gems they're going to want to have. So yeah, that's very interesting on that part there. But of course, we do see Arco kind of raiding here in the north still, but he has to keep in mind that Satis's main army is up here. So if anything, you have a straight line now to threaten Arcocephali at this point. Either taking Black Forest or going for his capital itself, because he's kind of out of position. Taking 1, 2, 3 turns to get back, and take 1, 2, 3 to get here. And that's if he doesn't decide to move forward. But yeah, they're both in a very tough position. But I feel like now that Satis has been able to kind of spend some turns recruiting, he's not as bad off as he was. As far as man goes, we do see him taking back a few of his provinces. Of course, he doesn't have them all back, but having his cap circle is very nice. He was able to beat Abizia back. We see here that we do see Lava Warriors, Hellspawn, and Pale Ones. So, of course, we see Abizia trying to make units as fast as he can. Lots of Hellspawns here. So, I mean, he's working on getting his stuff reinforced back up, but he just wasn't able to really put in that final blow to man on his cap whenever he, after man used up all those gems. So, that was very unfortunate for him. Definitely putting him on the back foot at this point in the war. Maybe he'll be able to turn around. I'm not sure. Because up until that point, Busy was doing a good job in the war. He didn't take any real casualties. He did the great job in counter raiding. He did a good job on raiding. So it's very interesting how that's going. Other than that, we can look at how Machaka's doing. And I honestly feel that now that Satis is at war with Arcosophaly, that Satis is not going to be able to capitalize on these 3 forts here that Scalaria has left. At this point, I think there's a good chance that Machaka will be able to take these 3 forts here with not many problems at all. I mean, that does look like you have a decent amount of mages in there, but other than these two, I mean, I think he'll be able to take these two just fine. So that should definitely help Machaka out for sure. Getting a little bit of kind of just getting a little bit more out of this war because he did lose quite a bit in the beginning. I mean, there's also a good chance he might just outright attack Satis here and join Arcosophaly, since he is kind of border Satis on 2 fronts. He'd be able to take a fort here. I don't know. There's definitely some different things that could go on there. I think that was covering everybody at the moment. Of course, Ashdod is still being or holding out here in this fort. And we'll go on to turn 38. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what I said. Did I go past it? I didn't. So, of course, we have a bunch of battles here. A Magnus Supreme, very expensive mage for 135 gold. I'm fighting this one long dead. Now, I don't think this is a magical attack, but we can always check. Yeah, that was a magical attack. Alright. Keeping, trying to keep his army a secret there. Arcosophaly attacks Satis and was defeated. Now, it makes me wonder what Arcosophaly was using here with his Astral, ooh, it sucks to lose these. Astral 3s. But what were you using? Why did you choose to use those 2 in that position there? Oh, magic dual casters. Okay. But what were you trying to hit? I mean, I see all the shamans. Why would you want to magic duel the shamans? I don't quite get that one. Because the chances, I mean, yes, Astral Duel versus Astral Level 3 to Astral Level 1, I mean, it's not great, but I mean, there is a good chance that the Astral 3 will win, but there is a chance the Astral 1's going to win as well. And then you just doing it 2 to 3 times in a row, yes, possibly you could kill 1 or 2 shamans, but you're not always gonna roll that lucky on there. These are rather expensive mages. So, did he even kill 1? He got 1. So, tough call. Using about 400 gold and 2 Astral 3s to kill a 90 gold Astral 1. I have to look for that paper that has to do with dice rolls for magic tools and the chances of a level 1 winning against a level 3 and vice versa and whatnot. I have to look for it. I don't remember where it's at. But yeah, not a good trade there at all. We see that Ashdod kind of left his fort at this point, I guess, thinking that all that was there was the Ermorian skeleton, but it turned out he did run into End's actual army. We'll look and see what End has going on here, which I am curious as well. We see a couple squares of the soldier priest. We see just a lot of soldier priest squares here, kind of in a box around the archers. I think these pioneers could be. Yeah, looks like these guys are mercenaries. You see blood slaves here, undisciplined warriors. This is the guy that Magic phased in. The Piconnier, the size 1s. We're going to have some holy 3s here, though. A lot of astral 1s here for point buffing. Whole lot. So I assume, because I see a group here, I see groups here, and I see groups here. These mages here on attack closest, so as they are running through, running forward, of course, these mages here are going to be casting things like Luck, Body Ethereal, and so forth, along with all the rest of these fellas. Probably also casting other buffs as they follow through, trying to get as much casting on them as they walk by. Just try to cover more area. Same with the group here, because of course they're going to be buffed, and then these guys are going to be buffed because they're going to run through the middle, and then the same with this group over here as they walk through. A lot of mages here in the middle, bunch of holy 3s here. I'll have to try End out one day. They look kind of fun. Wonder what this one's doing. So many holy 3s, my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. These are holy 2s. So we have Mirror Guard. We have whatever Baculate. So these are like your standard end units. And you have Soldier Priest. So what is the difference between Mirror Guard and Soldier Priest? 15 prot, 14 prot, so 14 and 17, 14, 16. Well, that was an experienced unit. These are all experienced. I don't know. One has more HP than the other. I don't know. Broadsword versus broadsword. 14 and 15 with MR and morale. 13 and 13 for MR and morale. I mean, they have their subtle differences. I definitely don't know. Huh. Sure, cool. I don't know, that's something I'll have to look into later. But yeah, pretty decent looking army here from End. A lot of point buffing is definitely going to help him out. Ooh, we see a lot of swarm casters too. Tell me he's an alt 4. Luck, Strength of Giants, Imps, Summon, Sermon of Courage, Reinvig. Luck, Strength of Giants. Oh god, those guys are going to hit hard. Yeah, up to 26 damage over that broadsword attack. My goodness. Just kind of looking and see. Light Northern Star, Ravenous Storm. Cool. I'm sure this was Ravenous Storm was if Ermor brought an army here. Looks like a lot of these guys are getting luck. Yeah, almost all of them are really getting covered here. Very few are not. See, there's one there, one there, one there. There's 1, 2 there, 3. But like most of these guys are getting covered here. But this is a lot of mage usage here. This is a lot. If you lose this, this is probably pretty devastating. This is a large amount of mages. So many, lots of imps being cast as well, I guess, with all the blood slaves. So yeah, you have 9 maguses, which are 240 apiece. The supremes are 335 apiece. There's 3 of those. The sages, 110 gold. There's 24 of those. My goodness. You have shaman chiefs. You have the bitch mothers, which are very expensive. Cool paths. You can do some fun stuff there with that. Being blood for blood sabbaths and just having having access to kind of high death at that point, because if you have a death 2, of course, it's not going to take many communion slaves or Sabbath slaves to get to like death 4. So that's really nice, of course. 7 holy 3s. Whew. Yeah, very interesting there. Definitely mopped up the last of Ashdod there in that fight. I highly doubt Ashdod has anything left in the capital. So, interesting to see that Ermor decided to stay. So we'll go through the rest of these battles here. Some more raids. And we do see Abizia's kind of main force here at the moment. Let's see, Jade Sorceress, Devils, 45 Lava Warriors. I mean, that's nothing to joke about there. That's definitely a strong force again. Glad he's able to kind of recover. Satis attacks Scalaria and won. So it looks like Satis might be going after the rest of those forts. And he just doesn't care about Arcocephali. We do see some thugs here from and I believe these are his summons that he has. Lifelong Protection's great. Pen of Luck, Frostbrand, and Vine Shield. Yes, these are great items, but they are rather expensive though. So ups and downs with that. So we have Arcocephali attacked Satis but was defeated. Ooh, how devastating for him there. So let's go ahead and watch this and really see what was going on. So this is the force to the right of Satis's capital, minus the god, because the god did not show up in this. And I did think that Satis really was able to accumulate a lot of stuff over the last few turns here. And Foul Vapors is up. Oof, that's not good. Yeah, that definitely puts a clock on this battle here for sure. When Foul Vapors up. Lots of Gifts of Heaven being cast as well. Very, very painful Gifts for Heaven. But we do have... Ooh, so many Soul Slays there at the end. So it looks like it came down to which one was going to be outlasted, Foul Vapors or all the Gifts of Heaven. And it looks like Arcocephali did not last long enough through the skeleton spam and so forth, and Satis just having more units. They also did bring a crap ton of mages as well. That's all the Soul Slaves were coming from. But, I mean, they did put up a pretty good fight, though. Satis did take 138 losses, 19 Sobek guards or warriors. They don't come cheap. Elite Warriors, Foul Spawn, and of course that's Chaff. Shamans, they lost one, they lost the War Elephant, and they lost the High Priest. I mean, those aren't too bad of losses compared to what Arcocephali is taking, but when you actually look at these losses, what are the important things here? For Mystics and the Disease Healer, or just Healer, which is even better. Um, okay, they're not great. They're also super cheap. They're not that good. 4 Chariots, okay. 2 Crossbows. 65 Hoplites, kind of a heavy loss there. And then the 47 Sacreds, that's kind of a big loss. But other than that, I mean, it wasn't too much of a fight, you know. I expected to see more mages there, but those mystics did do a good job there with those gifts of heaven. But yeah, Tis was just able to bring a overwhelming force, and the battle lasted long enough to bother Arcocephali really with the foul vapors going on. So that was a good choice there by Satis to take that battle. Let's see, where was I? Taking another throne. So here we do have a Bizia failing a raid against man. That is unfortunate for him. Looks like a PD dump. Arcocephali attacking Satis again in another province. Romer failing a raid against End. Very cheap one. No, nothing too important there. Okay, so very interesting battles here. I don't think we have to talk too much. I do expect Ermor to reinforce 121. And then Satis will probably be storming the fort, not this turn, but probably the turn after that. It'll probably be broken. I'd see him also pulling these troops in, depending on how many supplies he's able to support there. It's time for man to start pulling his troops back. I probably wouldn't even that one, maybe. Time to kind of reconsolidate all of his forces. And just kind of get ready for the next push here from Abizia, because you know what's coming. And yeah, it does look like Satis is going after just the next fort here. That's a tough one. I would want to probably see if Machaca could take these, because it looks like Scalaria, he's out of the game. He's not raiding you back. I don't think he cares much. He looks like he's just patrolling, you know. And yes, it's probably very beneficial to take these 3 forts here for yourself, but you are getting attacked by another nation. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Heals units 10. Wow, that's a pretty good sight there. It's too bad it's underwater. So yeah, that's... I almost feel like it would have been more beneficial for you to move on top of 83. Even though, yeah, you could probably see... Well, you wouldn't be able to see... I don't think you could see the pop. But you knew that could have had more pop, meaning more income, but I feel like moving an A3 is a lot more defensive for you, in the sense that you would then be able to threaten Arcocephali at the same time. But I don't know. Tough call there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode here. Definitely have a lot of things to look at. Definitely really curious on seeing where this End and Ermor war goes to. Kind of also want to see if Abizia is going to be able to finally get that final push in and take man out. But man has been doing a pretty good job here. Kind of restabilizing at this point. Other than that, of course, still kind of rooting for Machaca. Saw them do some pretty cool things in the early game. Definitely want to see what they have later for us in store. And Satis, of course, with Arcocephali. I'm glad he was able to win this bump here. So maybe things will start looking up for him. God is going to be a pain to kill, but I think he's going to be able to do it. Other than that, because kind of rooting for Satis, because Satis was in war with Scalaria. Everyone wants Scalaria dead. Then he got attacked by Bizia. Like, what? I was like, okay. So that was turn 38, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.